Since November 17th, 2019, we've been railfanning up at the Cumberland shops and its deadline. Since our second visit of June 14, 2020, we've been seeing locomotives that either escaped the deadline, some rare power that are in the deadline, and we even caught some rare locomotives before they ended up in the deadline. We've recently done 3 volumes in this, and we've received over 1,000 of you viewers who have recently seen this. But on February 20th, 2021, Hostas House Science Productions would like to present you all our 4th volume of Railfanning at Cumberland. We begin our trip as we approach the turntable just outside the shops, where GP38-2 number 2772 and AC44CW number 311 were just sitting outside. So far, AC44CW number 311, I believe, happened to be repainted to YN3B, previous from its either YN2 or YN3B paint. However, it wasn't long until I was completely taken off guard when I saw an ET44AH pulling in out of the yards with some power.
288.
We soon got a better look on the power of the locomotives, and it turned out I was in for an unexpected lucky surprise on the 4th unit of the last shop.
A619 and 2631. I know where he's headed.
We moved to the other side of the tracks where we could get a better look at the consist. This train happened to be CSX Manifest Q331, and today's power happened to have a couple of EMDs trailing. The 4th unit on this train, SD50-3 number 8619, happened to be only one of 16 SD50s that are left on the CSX roster, but it is only one of 4 that are left in service. As we decided to wait for Q331 to depart, we decided to go and take a look at the deadline. The yards were also completely packed today with waiting freight cars, when seeing with the shunters being really busy. C8808 is completely number board less. 70, 70, 78. See? You shorten it. That's when the coal cars come in. But that doesn't. However, we were also in for another surprise, because it turned out, right next to the locomotives that are stored outside the main, turned out CSX had begun storing some of their hoppers just right next to them. And they're 7929, because I know who he's coupled to. You see, here comes 8763 right there, and there's that yard slug. Oh, and that's where the shunters are at. See? And it's not easy to see it. Luckily, I was able to get a list of all the locomotives that are currently stored in the deadline. However, I'll also be using volume clips from 1, 2, and 3, since some of the locomotives were hard to see from the hoppers. Without further ado, let's get started. First of which is an SD40-2 number 8808. This unit was completely number boardless, however, and is likely facing possible recommended retirement. Next in the line were 3 YN2 C40-8Ws, number 7778, 7848 and 7836. Following that with two AC44CWs number 21 and 109. Next on the list was a Road Slug number 2207 and a GP40-2 number 6436. Also with them would be two more Dash 8s, numbered 7824 and 7794. Then we get to some of the rare 6-axles EMD units. The first of which was flared SD70 Mac number 4762 and SD50-3 number 8523. This SD50 was also recently in an accident sometime in spring of 2019, but was lucky to be repaired and did continue to be in service for a bit before it eventually ended up in storage right here at Cumberland. Next on the list is SD40-2 number 8470. Now this next locomotive may be hard to see due to the trees blocking the way, but this locomotive is C40-9W number 9035. The line then continues to GP38-2 number 2540, and then to another pair of flared SD70 Max number 4740 and 4705. Following that with another SD50-3 number 8582 and another flared SD70 Mac number 4780. Then we go to Road Slug number 2200 with GP38-2 number 2659 and GP40-2 number 6407. Its mate, also known as Road Slug 2307, was right next to him. Then we came across one locomotive who had an extensive history, SD40-3 number 4385. After that, we got to two more Road Slugs, number 2313 and 2211. Followed that with AC44CW number 105. And the next one is also blocked by trees, but the locomotive that's hiding is C40-8W number 7656. We then came across two more GP38-2s number 2683 and 2674. Then we came across one rare Dash 8, 7929, who was built as a rare LMSX unit. Then we came across five more locomotives that were hidden behind trees, starting off with GP38-2 number 2662, SD40-2 number 8423, C40-8W number 7723, and another pair of SD40-2s, 8439 and 8425. Then we had GP38-2 number 2670, Road Slug 2246, C40-8W number 7692, and another pair of GP38-2s number 2514 and 2510. Next would be GP40-2 number 6058. Then we get to some of the rarest power coming up. We first got Yard Slug number 1048, then SD40-2 number 8160, but then we got to one locomotive that is impossible to see as of 2021. That's right, SD60M number 8763. These units are impossible to see, and there are only 7 to 10 of them left. Including 3, which are stored at Lakeland and Waycross as of today, but were retired sometime in July and August of 2019. Soon next on the list, after the SD60M, we got GP38-2 number 2548. We soon then got to 4725, who was a flared SD70 Mac, and 8413, who was an SD40-2. But the next two locomotives, however, were off camera because of the hills blocking the view. But the locomotives that were blocked by the view happened to be C40-8W number 7730 and SD40-3 number 4017. The next unit, however, happened to be SD40-2 number 8812. The next 3 units, however, happened to be blocked by the view. but the locomotives that were blocked happened to be C40-8W number 7864, who was retired in April of 2018, and it's unclear will it be sold to in its future. And the next two units were GP38-2 number 2668 and Road Slug number 2294. The last three units, however, I happened to get at clips from Volume 1 of Railfanning Cumberland. And the last three units that are actually in the main deadline that near the main were C40-8W number 7694, SD50-AC number 4589, who happened to be the Spirit of Nashville, and lastly, SD40-2 number 8427. As soon as we got to take a look at the deadline, we relocated to the station up at Cumberland to watch Q331 pass by. Here, the conductor of Q331 soon got out of the locomotive to go throw the switch near some freight cars that were right next to them, and they would be later be put onto that train. As soon as the switch was setted, Q331 soon then proceeded slowly past us through the crossing and the station. And in case if you ask, why is the volume low? Well, it turns out I accidentally forgot to turn on my microphone in this and the next few clips while filming the train. Because of how slow Q331 was going, I decided to speed up this next clip just to save some time. As the last car cleared the crossing, the conductor of Q331 got out to throw the switch so that the last car that was originally on Q331 gets hooked up to the other set of cars that were on the opposite track from them. Although we weren't able to get it on camera, as soon as Q331 hooked up to the other side of the cars, the train would soon then be ready to go. However, our story does not end here. We relocated to the other side of the Cumberland shops to get the view of the other side of the deadline. And it turns out, I was in for a very lucky surprise. Again. First up, the locomotives that were happened to be outside of the shops and outside of the deadline too happened to be C40-9W number 9051 with AC44 CW number 285. along with Road Slug number 2202 and GP40-2 number 6940. The other locomotives that were hiding nearby are unclear on what numbers they were. Some more interesting power we caught in the deadline would be SD50-2 number 8863, which is only one of 9 SD40-2s left in YN2 paint. A few other locomotives we were able to see in the far distance happened to be C40-8W number 7821 and AC4400 CW number 129. But the locomotive you actually see here in between those two locomotives happened to be C40-8W number 7777. It turned out as soon as I first spotted that lucky locomotive, I just found out that the locomotive that you could see hiding between 7821 and 7777 is actually happened to be CSX C40-8W number 7765, who happened to be the Chessie emblem.
At Cumberland, we got GP40-2 number 6940, Road Slug number 2202. We got AC44 CW 285, C40-9 W number 951. And if you could see here, it may be hard to see, folks, but down there we got another Dash 8, but we got another one, number 7777, Lucky Sevens, in the distance. It may be hard to see. And here's ES4ADC number 5403 moving. Alright, we also got 86, no, 81, 81, 61. We also got 8863. Only one of 9 SD40-2s remaining in YN2 paint.
My luck soon turned out to be getting better, because it turned out, as I turned my camera to the right, turned out a sneaky CSX MP15 was hiding near between the two buildings. This MP15, who's hiding in between the buildings, I believe is number 1151. And the locomotive coupled behind him would be 1136. We soon relocated to the turntable where we can get another glimpse of the locomotives that are in the turntable. Turns out, as another bonus, we happened to catch another MP15. This one happened to be an MP15T number 1231.
32 and 21.
The two YN2 AC44s that are sitting outside near the shed happen to be going under maintenance. However, the MP15 and the GP40-2 were actually in storage, seeing the fact that 1231 was red capped at the time. After that, we decided to drove up to past the shops where the locomotives were sitting at the turntables, where we would then drive up to the other side to meet up with CSX intermodal trains Q135 and Q136.
3100 and 3164.
Shortly after, with the blast of a horn, CSX Q136 was ready to depart. these bare tables? $392.
And the SD50-2s.
As soon as Q136 passed, a pair of SD40-2s came in while shunting cars into the yard. As minutes soon ticked by, CSX Q135 was ready to depart. And I also apologize if the audio is muted because it turned out we were actually listening to something and it was best for me just to keep the volume muted throughout this clip. After Q135 passed, we decided to go and take a look at the deadline one last time. However, since Q331 cleared its cars, we were able to get another good look at the deadline from another set of tracks. And however, we will also be showing the photos of the locomotives we were able to identify and get before showing the video. The locomotives we were able to get were Road Slug number 2251. Then we came across another who was a very rare unit at the time. Georges Creek unit SD50 number 7496. Who is the only locomotive that's left in the CSX YN1 or the stealth paint as of today. Got 3 more Yellow Nose YN2 units, number 7725, a C40-8W, 9013, a C40-9W, and 7722, who was a C40-8W also. But the next Dash 8 that was coupled to 7722, and as the better screenshot we were able to take back in our previous Railfanning at Cumberland trip, that unit who was there was the Modem Emblem number 7670. Oh yeah, and those 3 units you saw hiding there and are still in Cumberland in the same spot as of today were C40-8W number 7823, Flared SD70 Mac number 4767, and SD50-3 number 8568. And lastly, the 2 Flared SD70 Macs that were also hiding, who were also coupled to 7670, were 4736 and 4710. In addition, as we drove past, CSX Q416 also happened to arrive with SD70 Mace number 4572 as the second unit of that train.
Yeah, you can see the locomotives there, including 4794, who's hard to see. And there's 8808, who's completely number boardless and hornless too. Someone's bell's on. That's 7794 over there. There's 8523, 2540, 4705, 4748, 8582, 4780, I think, 2200, 6407, 2659, 2307, 4385. There's more to this. And there's 7656, 7929, 7723, 8439. There's lots more. There's 10. He's hard to see, but 1048's hiding there.
As soon as we passed the last set of locomotives at the deadline, that's where our video concluded.
4725, and the rest who are hiding, we also.
What's up, everyone? Now, before I end this video, I just want to say thank you all for watching this. This video has been one of the longest I have ever done. It took me about 2 months to get this video completed, and also had to pause for breaks sometimes because of how exhausting these audio recordings were. And also, I want to give a super big shout out to Joe's Junction. Ever since I saw his videos, he's been doing a great job on his drone videos, especially railfanning at various deadlines here to Cumberland. I'll make sure to post a link in the description to sub to his channel, and also feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next time.